initial reaction when you heard the news that KD wanted out of Brooklyn?
I started thinking to myself, I said, well, you know what? I was surprised. Let me turn this down because I can't hear this in my. But then I realized, Skip, KD, he's a runner. He's a track star. He's going to run away when it gets hard. He can't take the pain. He can't get scarred.
Oh, really?
And if you get involved, he'll leave your team in ruins. Skip, I'm so disappointed in Kevin Durant that he would choose. Now, can we put this to bed? I think once and for all, this KD-LeBron comparison, we can put it to bed. Because the one thing...
It was put to bed a long time ago.
Yeah, you should have. You should have put it to bed, but you kept making the bed. You kept making it. Skip, I thought Kevin Durant, this was his opportunity. He left Golden State where he felt that he didn't get the credit that he deserved. Draymond Green has gone out of the way. Maybe the outside world didn't give Kevin Durant the credit he deserved. But inside, we gave him more than credit than he deserved. Not more than, but we gave him the credit that he rightfully deserved. Skip, he's about to start a new deal. 4 years, $194 million. It get hard. He wanted to build his team because that was Steph's, that was Draymond, that was Clay's baby. And now he wants out already? Everything that's there was because of Kevin Durant. The head coach is because of Kevin Durant. Kyrie, James Harden, this one and that one. LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills, Blake Griffin. Everybody was there because of Kevin Durant. And now a little adversity starts to hit. Where can he go? And now where does he want to go, Skip? He ain't trying to start from the bottom. Let's go to the teams that were the two #1 seeds last year. 2 years ago, both teams were one was in the NBA Finals. Miami lost to the Lakers. Year before last, Milwaukee beat Phoenix. You see what he does, Skip? Hold on, wait a minute. Skip, you remember he was doing an interview? Y'all know who I am, right? I'm Kevin Durant. I'm Kevin Durant. You are. You're an immensely talented player. You're a historically great player, but you run from a challenge, KD. Boy, this real bad. This looking real bad at you, KD. Because what we're starting to see, the slightest sign of adversity, you want to up and move. Man, I'm so disappointed in him, Skip, man. This is ridiculous, KD. And look at the teams. Not Golden. Really? This man would really go, Skip. It's kind of like a lead singer. He leads the group. Because he think he can go it on his own. And when he can't get #1 hits, what do? He go crawling back to the group. Hey, man, y'all take your boy back.
Well, there's no indication he wants to go back to Golden State.
Mark J. Spears tweeted.
Not on his wish list.
Yeah, Mark J. Spears tweeted it. Mark J. Spears is plugged.
They would be interested.
Okay,
I don't think he would.
Oh, he'd be interested. Hold on, why is he interested?
He wanted out. He left them.
So why y'all down in Brooklyn? Why you want to go to Phoenix? Ready-made team. Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Why do you want to go to Miami? I thought he wanted to build something. So he wants to go. He wants to go somewhere it's automatically in place and just step right in.
Well, why did LeBron want to join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami under Pat Riley?
Hold on. Here's the difference.
Same idea?
No.
Yep.
LeBron James joined a team that got beat in the first round. Not with the two #1 overall seeds. Dwayne Wade was 5 years removed from an NBA title. Kevin Durant joined the team in Golden State, 73-9.
Phoenix has won what? Help me out.
Were they in the?
No, seriously. Did you see what happened to Chris Paul or didn't happen? Did you see him crap out? I've never seen anything like it.
Were they the #1 seed in the West? Did they win 60 games?
They were for a while.
Okay, then.
And then what happened?
Skip, I'm not saying what's happened, but what you seeing before your eyes is what's happening.
They are not the defending champs.
No, they're not. But why does he keep wanting to join teams that's established? I thought he wanted to build. That's not what LeBron did. So LeBron went to the Lakers. What were the Lakers, Skip? When he went back to Cleveland, what was Cleveland? They had just got Andrew Wiggins. The year before, they got Anthony Bennett. The year before that, what did they do?
They had Kyrie Irving. That's who they had. And they had Kevin Love. That's who they had.
They got Kyrie, the team that nobody seems to want except the Lakers. The team that says, you know what, we're tired of Kyrie's bull jive. We're willing to take Russell Westbrook in return. That Kyrie?
This was a long time ago, Kyrie. This was a 2015 Kyrie.
The same Kyrie that was getting #1 after #1 after #1 overall draft pick, Skip. You know that. This is bad. Boy, we're going to talk about, we got a full pack show of Kevin Durant, but this does not help your case of him being the best player because he's running from a challenge again, 100 miles and running.
It actually strengthens my case that he is by far the best player on the planet. You've seen all the stories, what's happening to all the betting houses in Las Vegas? What are they doing? They are elevating Phoenix up to at least co-number one, co-choice to be the champion next year. Co-betting favorite is now the Phoenix Suns, only because Kevin Durant put him at the top of his wish list.
Yeah, he's running. So why did he put Brooklyn at the top of that list? He's in Brooklyn.
Wait a second. The Suns were like 4th or 5th, and all of a sudden they're co-number one. Why would that be?
What was
because what did one of the heads of one of the betting houses said? Wherever Kevin Durant goes, they're going to be the favorite. It's because he's the best player on the planet. It's because he averaged 30 a game in the 55 that he did play last year. It's because of, if his little toenail hadn't been on the line the year before, they would have beaten the team that won it all. That's what Kevin Durant does for you. What did he do for
Brooklyn?
We have to go back 6 4th of Julys ago, but 6 years ago on the 4th of July. What happened?
He joined Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
No, other way around. They got on a plane. They went completely across the country, as far across as you could go. They went out to the tip of Long Island, all the way out into the ocean, to get down on bended knees and recruit, beg Kevin Durant to please come save us. You've told the story 100 times on this show. Draymond fled into the parking lot after losing Game 7 at home and blowing a 3-1 lead to your Cleveland Cavaliers, featuring a last shot made by Kyrie Irving. You could argue it's the only shot he's ever made in his career, and he's still living off that shot, but he made the shot to beat them.
He did.
And Draymond fled into the parking lot, according to Shannon Sharpe's information, crying crocodile tears, please come save us, as he's on his phone to one Kevin Durant, because they all knew he was the best player on the planet.
Was Kevin Durant looking to leave OKC?
By the way, here's a quote from Draymond of just a couple of days ago. The reality is, I don't think that team, meaning the 2015 Golden State team, wins another championship if Kevin doesn't come. They're not going to. They're going to lose to LeBron James. They needed Kevin Durant to come save them. And he took on the challenge knowing full well he was going to have to go face LeBron head-to-head with Kyrie and with Kevin Love for all the marbles. And what did he say? I want to go there. I want to go save them because they're going to lose. He went and saved Steph's legacy. Time out. You're not listening to me.
I'm listening.
You're thinking what your next thought is.
I hear you.
He saved Steph Curry's legacy. Period. End of question. Steph was going to lose, and he was going to lose again in the finals to LeBron James without the best player on the planet. So Steph Curry, who you had the audacity, the gall, the blasphemous gall to elevate into the top 10 all time, crawled all the way across this country on bended knee. Please, Kevin, come save me. What top 10 player would ever do such a thing, would ever dream of doing such a thing? And Steph Curry did that because he knew he couldn't beat LeBron by himself. So Kevin comes and takes on the weight of the world. The whole NBA world is waiting for Kevin Durant to fall on his face in the 2016.
He did when he went to Brooklyn.
2017.
Fell flat on his face when he went to Brooklyn without Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
No, now you're trying to change the subject. Because the subject is he went in there with the weight of the world on his skinny little shoulders. And what did he do? He took on LeBron in his house and he just baked him. Twice in a row in Game 3s in LeBron's castle in Cleveland. Kevin Durant took the freaking game over. Twice. I was shocked. I didn't think I'd ever see that from Kevin Durant. And those were the two games. Games 3. In those two finals when I said, that is easily the best player on the planet. Remember him shooting the shot right in LeBron's face? And wait a second, he wins MVP and MVP, a back-to-back finals. And they're all saying, here's Draymond Green saying, there's no way we're going to win without him. And you're saying this hurts his... What are you talking about? Wherever he goes, he could say, I think I'll go save... How about Chris Paul's legacy?
How about he save his own legacy by winning something without a historically great team? Why couldn't he beat LeBron in OKC? If he's what you said, the best player on the planet, why couldn't he do it there? Why couldn't he do it in Brooklyn?
It's a simple answer. He couldn't do it in Oklahoma City because of exactly your problem right here, right now. What did you see right before your very eyes last year with your L.A. Lakers?
You know what, Skip?
What happened?
I'm going to give you that.
It's Russell Westbrook's
I'm going to give you
fault.
that. You know what, Skip? I'm going to give you that. It was Russ's fault. I'm going to blame Russ for the 9 years Kevin Durant. What happened in Brooklyn? Now, I need you to explain, why can't he save his own legacy? Okay. Why you saying he saved Steph's legacy? He saved his own legacy.
This is very simple. So he goes up against what's soon to be the NBA champion in the Milwaukee Bucks. This is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And what happens? All of a sudden, Kyrie is hurt. He's always hurt. There's always something wrong with Kyrie. So he's barely available for the first of that series, and then he's gone. And James Harden, you want to talk about shell of self? He's dragging his hamstring. Right? He's always got a pulled hamstring. Maybe it was a pulled ego. I don't know, but it was pulled something because he was a disaster in those, especially in games 5, 6, and 7. He was a liability on defense and on offense, was James Harden. You came in here and sat in that very seat and said, it's Kevin Durant against the world. It's Kevin Durant or bust. And what did he do? He makes a shot of shots. He makes the greatest clutch shot we've seen in several years in NBA playoff games with his little toenail on the line, or we're having a different conversation because
Skip.
Kevin Durant has won a ring in Brooklyn because they were going to go beat Phoenix because they were better than Phoenix.
Skip, you can't say, Skip, that's like a field goal kicker making a field goal to get it into overtime, and then they lose the game. You've accomplished nothing. Kevin Durant accomplished nothing by hitting that shot.
He was doing it all by himself.
But you never did that for LeBron. When LeBron was doing it by himself, you said if he's the best player, he has to deliver. You don't have the same energy for Kevin Durant that you have for LeBron. And I need you to tell me why. He keeps running. He's running again. He's 100 miles and running, off and running again.
Running to another challenge.
Oh, no, what challenge? He didn't finish that
Running
one.
to another. Well, wait a second. Who were the Brooklyn Nets before Kyrie said, hey, Kevin, let's go there. Let's not
They're
go
the same
to the
Brooklyn Nets.
Let's go to the
What did they
Nets.
do, Skip?
What did they have?
Skip,
They have
Kevin
nothing.
Durant.
So what happened this year to the Nets? Even you would agree. Kyrie Irving ripped them apart from inside out. He ripped them apart because he would not get vaccinated. And even Kevin Durant finally said, you know what? I'm out.
Hold on.
I vote no on Kyrie. They sent him home
And then?
until they lost 10 or 11 games in a row at one point in February. And finally, in March, they finally said, you know what? I think we got to ask him back. So they asked him back part-time. They lost all their unity. They lost all loyalty to each other. It was a wreck of a basketball team. And to me, what's being said right now that nobody seems to be jumping on, I'm pretty sure that Kyrie and Kevin have, quote-unquote, broken up. I don't think they're besties anymore because I think Kevin Durant has had enough of Kyrie Irving.
Well, Skip, and I've said this on several occasions. I've said that it's really hard if the two best players are not equally as invested in the same goal. Kyrie, he said basketball wasn't important. He was unwilling to get the vaccine.
But that's not the same Kyrie mentality that Kevin chose going back 3 years ago.
Man, you know your best friend. I don't know who your best friend is, but you know. Just because you got a best friend, that don't mean you want to go in business with him. That doesn't mean you want to try to accomplish something with them because you're the best friend, because you know them. You know, I know my best friends. Best friend is one thing. Do I want to start a business with all my best friends? Hell no. Because they're not as invested in that situation as I am. Okay. But Kevin Durant, Skip, Kevin Durant is the kid that he wants to dessert before he finishes the meal. Finish the job in Brooklyn and then take your butt off.
Well, if Kyrie wants out, is Kevin going to go it alone in Brooklyn?
Whoa. Well, LeBron did it. LeBron, when Kyrie wanted to trade him from Cleveland, LeBron James did not say, Dan Gilbert, I want out too. He stuck it out and went to the NBA Finals, and you killed him. It was 1-on-5, but that's not what you said. All you did was talk about Kevin Durant did a number on LeBron, even though he had Steph, and they won the title this year without Kevin Durant, which makes it, he feeling some type of way. I've been telling you, he gonna feel some type of way. And Steph is on his tour. Steph is the host of the ESPYs. Steph is doing a tour around the world. Look at me. I'm king of the world. And what can Kevin Durant do? Weep. They gonna talk about, y'all know who I am. I'm Kevin bleeping Durant.
Well, wait a second. The guy who's weeping is the guy who's completely out of sight, out of mind. It's LeBron James, whose team went 33-49. How can you be the best player on the planet?
This is not about LeBron.
Oh, yes, it is. That's all it's about. You keep bringing up LeBron. Why don't you do LeBron?
I got him on the run, y'all. I got him on the run.
No,
I got him on the run.
Yeah, I got you on the run.
Me and Steph Curry got you on the run.
Here is Kevin Durant wanting to run to the next huge challenge. Maybe wait a second. I think I'll go win a ring for Chris Paul. He needs one late in his career.
What for Brooklyn?
Oh,
the people in Brooklyn want a championship.
Okay.
Why you want to win something for Phoenix when you wouldn't do it for Cleveland? You wouldn't do it for Brooklyn. OKC wanted the championship. You went and jumped on a team that was already established, and you're trying to do it again.
A team that had blown an all-time bad 3-1 lead. A team that choked its guts out. A superstar, quote-unquote superstar, a two-time MVP who completely fell apart, melted down almost as badly as LeBron did in the 2011 finals against Dallas in games 5, 6, and 7. I dare anybody out there to go look at Steph's stats in those 3 games, because they are all-time horrendous, especially in the fourth quarters of those 3 games. He was at his worst in Game 7 at home. He had 2 of the last 3 in his house, and he failed so miserably, he crawled across country and said, here, get in. You drive my Ferrari because I just need to go along.
Can I ask you a question? If you don't mind me asking, in the 2016 finals, how did the hell Steph Curry get there when he was down 3-1 to Kevin Durant? And I dare anybody go look at games 5, 6, and 7 and look at Kevin Durant's shooting stats.
It's
10 of 31, 12 of 31. Why you bumping them?
Yeah, big asterisk on those
nice asterisk.
Games. Big asterisk. Forced to play with Russell Westbrook.
The same Russell Westbrook that had to get that 3-1 lead.
What did I report when Kevin left Russ? And everybody said, how could he leave Russ? I said, and I had it on a very reliable source, that Kevin Durant had decided after 9 years in Oklahoma City, you cannot win a championship with that man, Russell Westbrook, as your primary decision maker. I think you got to see that up close and personal during 33 and 49.
I think a lot of teams are starting to see, too. You can't win a championship with Kevin Durant unless he got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond. I think a lot of teams are starting to see that, too.
Okay. Here's what I would like people to start to see. I tweeted this last night ahead of Jeannie's tweet, and it exploded. But I'm going to say this one time. This is where I hold a grudge on Kevin Durant, because I'm starting to hold a grudge against the whole NBA. The NBA is even starting to lose me because there's no such thing as a contract anymore.
No.
In the NFL, the reason the NFL stays far more popular than the NBA, who I feel like its popularity is starting to wane a little bit, is because when any superstar has any sort of problem, they just say, I want out. Get me to so-and-so.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the owner says, okay, I'll get you to so-and-so. Wherever you want to go, I'll get you there. What are we talking about? You grew up in a game called the National Football League, when that is just unacceptable. It's not even discussed because it's an impossibility.
It is, Skip, but when you look at the guaranteed money that these guys, and this is one of the things, the leverage that the NFL owners have over the players, is that, Skip, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Kevin Durant said
I know what I would do.
Oh, you'd hold firm.
If I owned and operated the Brooklyn Nets right now, I wouldn't entertain any of this. I'd say, Kevin, I gave you 4 more years at max dollars.
$194.
Yeah. It
kicks in this year.
It's my leverage. I'm sorry, you're here for 4 more years. It's not like if I don't trade you right now, I'm going to lose you after 1 year. That was the Anthony Davis crisis for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yes.
If they didn't acquiesce, as you say, to the wishes of LeBron and Clutch, they're just going to lose him for nothing.
Right.
Well, Kevin's there for 4 more years. If I'm Joe Tsai, if I'm Sean Marks, I just say, Kevin, look, we know you're upset with Kyrie, but hey, we were the favorites going into last year, and you're going to play for us next year, whether you like it or not. And you and Kyrie need to somehow mend fences because you're going to play together. We're not going to trade him. He opted in.
You're not going to trade Kyrie either?
We're going to pay him $36 million because that's what we're supposed to pay him.
Yes.
And you two are going to win the championship together next year because there's this guy named Ben Simmons that we acquired for James, and we think he's going to be 100% healthy going into next year.
I don't think they think Ben Simmons is the answer.
Okay.
Those two guys do.
Okay, well, maybe not. But they even went out and made a win-now move, did the Nets. They went and got Royce O'Neal, who's a really good defender. I mean, he's a hard-nosed, tough guy, football-style defender.
Right.
Maybe not P.J. Tucker, but he's got some of that going on. And my point is, They went out and got him for a first-round pick because they're saying, we're going to win right now. And they gave Nick Claxton
2 years at 20-something million.
$10 million a year.
Yeah.
It's credible starting center money.
Yes.
So they're saying, here we go. And I don't know what they're going to do with Joe Harris. I don't know about Patty Mills or something.
Well, Patty Mills resigned.
Okay, but again, I assume they're all factoring into the equation here where they're just saying, hey, we're the same. We're basically the same team. We could win it all next year.
Well,
I would just hold their feet to that fire. Well, what are you going to do? Okay, were they going to quit?
No.
Listen, Kevin Durant is going on 34 years of age. Is he going to just waste all year sitting in Brooklyn?
No, he's not going to do that, Skip. But I just think the thing is, they would say, you know what? We're tired of being held hostage by these two guys, and we're no longer going to allow them to hold this franchise hostage.
You can hold them hostage. Well, you can. I'm not laughing. I'm serious.
I know you're not laughing. I know you're dead serious. You did.
Yeah. I mean, you got contracts.
Yes.
Just say, this is it, you guys.
But Skip,
and let them cool out. Listen, if they want another coach, let them have another coach. I'd say, you guys pick another coach. If you don't like him, go get somebody else.
But they chose him because remember, Steve Nash was with KD. The final 2 years that he was in when he was in Golden State.
Yeah, but if you have to blame somebody, if there has to be a fall guy, scapegoat, let him have another coach.
But Skip, we talked about this. We didn't think that Steve Nash, his first job, should be coaching those two guys with
totally
those expectations.
I'm not even sure what Steve was doing even last year.
Well, hell, Kyrie told you from the jump. We don't even need a coach. Okay. KD coach one game. I can coach one game. Anybody can be a coach.
All right.
So it told you what they thought of him. But Skip, this can't help. Come on now, Skip. You know this don't help Kevin's situation by running again.
I don't think he's ever run.
Track star.
That's your opinion.
Not track star. Everybody's opinion.
You're making it all about LeBron.
And I just give out that mention LeBron.
Unless Kevin would run all the way to the Lakers, then he'd be your hero, right? Maybe he could come save LeBron.
Hold on. I think LeBron did quite well. LeBron, everywhere LeBron go. Name a place LeBron has been that didn't get the title once he got there. Name the place.
Cleveland the first time?
Nah, he came back and said, you know what? I'm a right or wrong. Kevin Durant, go back to OKC and right or wrong. Stay in Brooklyn and right or wrong. My guy do it. So now it's over. It's put to bed.
I didn't even know. Is your guy still playing?
Yeah, hey, he chilling.
Is he?
He chilling. But the one thing you could never say about LeBron James, he never ran from a challenge. He didn't say, get me out of here. He didn't go join the Boston Celtics.
I will give you only this. Every time he did move, he was allowed to move. He did it when it was his turn to move. This is not Kevin's turn to move.
He went to the Lakers. Do you know what the Lakers were before they just got the number 2 pick in the draft?
Yeah, they were the Lakers. That's who they were.
He wasn't saying, let me get Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Well, let me get the Jimmy Butler and Bam. Let me get the 2 number 1 seeds last year. That's where I want to go. Those are my front-running teams. Really?
Then he lucked into a pandemic, into a bubble. That's the only way.
All I know is your guy left Steph Curry, Clay, and Draymond and won 1 series. And he got swept his last series.
All
the
right,
last
guys,
memory of
my
Kevin
turn
Durant
to
is getting
jump in.
swept in Brooklyn. He got swept.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.